In the small village of Ifewara, nestled within the heart of Osun State, Nigeria, a child was born on March 2, 1942, into the family of peasant farmers. His name, E A Adeboye. Life was modest, to say the least, and young Enoch grew up knowing the pangs of poverty. His parents could barely afford his education, yet they sacrificed all they had to give him a chance at life beyond the fields. Despite the financial hardships, Enoch's brilliance shone through even as a child. His hunger for knowledge, coupled with an unshakable faith in God, would become the cornerstones of his journey. Enoch's intelligence was undeniable. He was determined to escape poverty through education. With a fervent desire to make something of himself, he went to Elisha Grammar School, excelling in his studies and becoming a beacon of hope for his family. His parents were resolute in their belief that education was his ticket out of poverty. In 1967, he attended the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where he obtained a bachelor's degree in mathematics. His thirst for knowledge was insatiable. He went on to acquire a master's degree in hydrodynamics and a PhD in applied mathematics from the University of Lagos. Enoch Adeboye seemed to be on a path destined for academia and intellectual greatness, with plans to become the youngest vice-chancellor in Nigeria. However, fate had other plans. In the year 1967, Pastor Enoch Adeboye met FOLKTALE Adeboye. She was a devoted Christian from a humble background, sharing his deep faith and values. Their connection grew through shared beliefs and mutual respect, and in 1967, they were married in a simple but joyful ceremony. FOLKTALE stood by Enoch's side through every phase of his journey, providing strength and support as he pursued his academic and spiritual calling. Their union became the foundation of his future ministry, with FOLKTALE playing a vital role in his spiritual life and leadership. In 1973, the young, ambitious academic attended the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, in Lagos with his wife, FOLKTALE Adeboye. He was seeking prayers for the issues troubling their family. Little did he know that this visit would change his life forever. Under the leadership of the church's founder, Pastor E.A Adeboye, Enoch and FOLKTALE accepted Christ into their lives. It was a moment of transformation. Enoch had a profound personal encounter with God, and his spiritual journey began in earnest. He became an interpreter for Pastor E.A Adeboye, translating sermons from Yoruba to English. This brought him closer to the core of the church's activities, and Pastor E.A Adeboye saw something special in this educated young man. In 1981, Pastor E.A Adeboye passed away, but not before leaving behind a prophecy. Enoch Adeboye would succeed him as General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. It was a prophecy that shocked many, including Enoch himself. He had no theological training, and was still heavily involved in his academic pursuits. But the calling was undeniable. At first, Enoch struggled with the weight of this new role. He didn't want to abandon his career, but after wrestling with the decision, he fully embraced the divine calling. The church then was small, with a handful of parishes mostly in southwestern Nigeria. Enoch Adeboye had a vision to transform RCCG into a global ministry, but it seemed like an impossible dream. With his faith in God and determination, Pastor E.A Adeboye began to lead the Redeemed Christian Church of God on a path of exponential growth. He was not just a preacher but a visionary, an innovator, and a man with a mission to bring the gospel to every corner of the earth. Under his leadership, RCCG grew from a local congregation to an international church, with over 40,000 parishes in more than 180 countries. One of Pastor Adeboye's greatest achievements has been the annual RCCG Convention and the Holy Ghost Congress, which attracts millions of worshippers from around the world. Pastor Adeboye's legacy is not just the thousands of churches, the millions of followers, or even the numerous schools, hospitals, and charity projects the RCCG has established. His legacy is the lives he has transformed, the hope he has restored, and the unwavering faith he has inspired in millions around the world. Today, Pastor E.A Adeboye remains a towering figure in global Christianity. He continues to preach, teach, and lead millions toward a closer relationship with God. With a vision that is ever-expanding and a heart that seeks to serve, Pastor Adeboye is a living testament to how God can use even the humblest of beginnings to create a lasting impact on the world. And yet, despite all the accolades, he will tell you that he is just a man, a servant of God, whose greatest joy is seeing lives changed through the gospel of Jesus Christ. From humble beginnings to global impact, Pastor E.A Adeboye's story inspires us to serve, to lead, and to trust God's plan.